So one day we will see your name on the big screen with director Greta Gerwig.
That's the plan. I hope. Yeah, I hope so. I have to say a film by Greta Gerwig.
Hey, I'm sure you've seen the music video for Dua Lipa's Dance the Night, and like many people, you were left wondering at the end, who is that woman in the video, and why is she being highlighted so much? Then, Barbie comes out, and you meet her. Greta Gerwig, director, actress, writer, and more. You may only know her name from her latest and most wonderful creation, but today, you'll see that you know much more about her and her work, much more than you think. We've seen her and admired her, without knowing it. Now we're going to love her even more. In contemporary cinema, Greta Gerwig has emerged as a prominent figure both in front of and behind the camera. Not only is she an incredibly talented director, but part of her contribution to cinema is through acting. Her talent and artistic vision have propelled her to the forefront of cinema, but not just any cinema. She has mastered the independent film, gaining recognition and admiration from both audiences and critics. Her career has become a favorite of many film students around the world. She was born in Sacramento, California on August 4, 1983. Her love for acting and cinema manifested itself at an early age, participating in high school theater productions and exploring various facets of the dramatic arts. After graduating from Columbia University, Gerwig began immersing herself in independent cinema, laying a solid foundation for her career. But thanks to working with someone who would be crucial to her understanding of the kind of artist she wanted to become. One of Gerwig's early successes was her collaboration with director Joe Samberg. But who is he? Well, he's a director who has made many independent and low-budget films throughout his career. Sommer is considered one of the most important representatives of contemporary independent cinema. His films often explore themes related to youth, sexuality, friendship, and emotional instability. With that, we can see that many of his films have already made a connection with many young filmmakers. But how did his relationship with Greta Gerwig begin? Well, they worked together on films like Hannah Takes the Stairs and the famous Nights and Weekends, which they co-directed and in which Greta also starred. These films, characterized by their realistic approach and improvisational style, marked the beginning of Gerwig's exploration of independent cinema, but more importantly, a subgenre, mumblecore. Mumblecore is a cinematic style that emerged in the 2000s as part of American independent cinema, characterized by a focus on naturalness, improvisation, and everyday conversation, something very similar to what someone like Tarantino does. Although the term mumble was initially used pejoratively, the movement has gained recognition and influenced various filmmakers who seek to portray everyday life authentically and realistically. Mumblecore is characterized by low budgets and independent production. Its films are typically made on a shoestring budget and with small crews. This allows for greater creative freedom and flexibility in the filmmaking process. Improvisation and natural dialogue are among the most distinctive features of mumblecore, with an emphasis on actor improvisation and natural dialogue.
Affect people in certain ways. Like, I don't want to use you. I don't know. Anyway.
Scripts are often general outlines that allow actors to bring characters to life through spontaneity and authenticity in their interactions. It also features very ordinary characters and themes. Mumblecore focuses on ordinary life and ordinary human relationships. These films portray ordinary people in ordinary situations, exploring themes such as love, friendship, work, identity, and the search for meaning in life. Of course, these films also feature non-professional actors. Some films in this subgenre have used non-professional actors or friends of the director, adding a sense of authenticity and naturalness to the performances of all the characters. Of course, real locations are also used. Mumblecore films are often shot in real locations, such as apartments, streets, bars, etc., rather than using constructed sets, which makes the movie feel much more realistic. The mumblecore movement has also played an important role in Gerwig's career. With films like Baghead and Hannah Takes the Stairs, she became one of the most recognizable faces of the genre. But this is where her career becomes global. Frances Ha is a movie written by Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach.
Tell me the story of us.
Again?
A very important director in Greta's life, but we'll talk about him at the end of this video. The movie, directed by Noah Baumbach, follows the life of Frances, a young dancer facing uncertainty and the transition to adulthood as she struggles to find her place in the world. As you can see, it has everything a mumblecore movie needs: a focus on naturalness and authenticity, an obvious depiction of everyday life and human relationships. This movie is obviously a must-see for many cinephiles. It has had a significant impact on the portrayal of young women in cinema. Frances Ha is a complex and multifaceted character who breaks traditional stereotypes. Her independence, vulnerability, and sense of humor make her memorable and relevant to audiences of all ages, but she shines especially through her beautiful and realistic portrayal of very ordinary things. And as I said, it is a very important movie in Greta's life. But the best is yet to come. Lady Bird marked her directorial debut in a very challenging genre, coming-of-age films that focus on the personal growth of the protagonist, usually a teenager.
You know, with your work ethic, just go to city college and then to jail, and then back to city college, and then maybe you'd learn to pull yourself up and not expect everybody to do everything.
Thanks to this movie, she received unanimous acclaim for her achievement. But she also met two people, Saoirse Ronan and Timothée Chalamet. I'm not going to introduce them because, come on, a lot of people already know them, but they're great actors who are very sympathetic to her. But the best thing about Lady Bird is several things. Lady Bird is a complex but very charismatic protagonist. Her search for identity and her desire to escape her small town, as well as her conflicted relationship with her mother, make for an emotional and touching story. One of the central themes of the film is the relationship between Lady Bird and her mother, Marion. Their dynamic is intense, with conflict and love deeply intertwined.
If you're tired, we can sit down.
I'm not tired.
You were dragging your feet.
You are so infuriating.
Please stop yelling.
I'm not yelling. Oh, it's perfect.
Do you love it?
The film explores the process of learning and maturity for both Lady Bird and her mother. This story realistically portrays friendships and romantic relationships throughout adolescence. For example, how special our first time should be. Changing friendships and first loves are presented with authenticity, but most of all, with vulnerability. So, Lady Bird is a movie I could talk about for hours, but this video continues, and we have to end with something that redefined Greta's career. We've seen different facets of this director, as an actress, as a co-director, as a co-writer, as a director, as a writer. But what happens when you combine all of that in one existing work? There, Greta Gerwig presented us with Little Women in her girly adaptation. She offers a fresh and contemporary vision of Louisa May Alcott's work. One of the main features of this version of Little Women is a non-linear narrative. The movie alternates between two timelines, the childhood of the March sisters and their adult lives. This structure gives the film a unique rhythm and allows the viewer to explore the sisters' lives over time, highlighting how they have evolved, developed, and faced challenges. The film delves into the exploration of femininity and how the March sisters rebel against societal expectations for women during the Civil War era. Each of these sisters has unique aspirations and dreams, and the film celebrates individuality and female empowerment, something very characteristic of Greta Gerwig's cinema. But remember the director I mentioned earlier, Noah Baumbach. He is a writer and director who is currently Greta Gerwig's husband.
And I think when I read Noah's movie Greenberg, I had this kind of instant flash of like, I didn't write that, but I wish I had.
It was after Greenberg, and he asked me if I would be interested in writing something with him.
If you saw Marriage Story, he directed and wrote that movie. But the best part is how they both found a way to make their movies work. They have separate projects, but when they need each other's help, they're not afraid to share credits. Noah Baumbach isn't afraid to ask Greta to do a part in a movie while they're in a relationship. And the best part is that this can lead to what I think are the true goals that a filmmaking couple should have. Greta Gerwig is a talented director and screenwriter known for her visual style and authorship, which is very present in all of her films. A key feature of Greta Gerwig's style is her focus on character-driven stories with complex yet multi-dimensional characters. Her films explore the emotions and inner struggles of these protagonists, creating a deep connection between the characters and the audience. Her work often highlights the struggles and challenges women face in today's society, even in historical films. Gerwig's writing style is characterized by authentic dialogue, but more importantly, a very intelligent humor. Her characters speak realistically and often use quick wit and sarcasm, which adds a unique and entertaining touch to all of her stories. Greta Gerwig explores universal themes. While her films may have very specific contexts, she manages to make the themes in her stories universal and connect with diverse audiences. Themes of family, friendship, love, and personal growth are always present in her work and serve as sources of identification for many viewers. Greta Gerwig pays great attention to the cinematic aesthetics of her films. Her work is often characterized by careful cinematography and visual composition that complements the story and the emotional depth of the characters. The use of music and dance is very present in her films and plays an important role in many stories. These elements are used to enhance the emotions and atmosphere of the scenes, providing a unique emotional experience, but most importantly, something more interpretative for the viewer. So, now that you know a little bit about Greta Gerwig's style and filmography, I invite you to watch Barbie after learning all this. I'm sure you'll see the movie in a completely different way. There's a little bit of Greta in each of her productions, so why not take a little bit of that classic yet colorful and vibrant style? So, if you enjoyed learning about Greta's story and would like to explore the careers of many other directors, I invite you to subscribe and activate the bell, as well as share this video and support us with your beautiful like. This is District Flicker, and we'll see you at the next screening.